And you ain't black.
And we're back. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Guys are far too kind. Far too kind. What's happening? What is it? Friday. Flyaway Fridays. What's happening? We got Lee in the house. What's up, my man Lee? Kathy, how are ya? What's up? What's up? You guys already know the motto. First one in the chat will get the shout out. First one in the chat gets the shout out. Also, don't forget to hit that like button, notification bell, all that good stuff, all that jazz. Just so you guys know that when I'm going live, I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but apparently it's not just me experiencing whatever they're doing, because I was watching a few other lives. Seems like people are having the same issue as far as subscribers and notifications. I don't know, man. Maybe the crackdown has begun. Maybe the crackdown has begun. They're coming after a black man. I'm telling you. Sheesh. Black man can't get ahead these days. I'm just messing with y'all. Anyways, how we doing, guys? How we doing? Oh, Kathy, come on. The language, Kathy. Come on. Amanda, how are you? Old Soul is in the house. What's up? I'll wait just a little bit more. A few of us, just a little bit more people get in here. All right. See what I'm saying, guys? It's like the notifications are not going out or something. I don't know. It's a conspiracy. Sheesh. They just don't want the truth to be disseminated anymore. I'm telling you guys, it's censorious. That's what it is. It's big tech censorship. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it's a crackdown happening. And I think simultaneously while this crackdown is happening is where the floodgates to Sodom and Gomorrah is just completely and utterly destroying the country. It's happening, guys, right before our eyes. Behold, I have told you all things. Anyway, she said, I know, because I know a very few wealthy black men. No, she said, no, it's not a bad word. Some people, some people really, they get really over their, I don't know. They just, you know how it is with language and stuff like that. Let's try to articulate ourselves a little bit more eloquently. You know what I mean? But anyways, guys, all right. I think we're just going to dive right into it. Hit that like button. I need more likes, guys. Hit that like button. If you are on Facebook, transition over to YouTube. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that jazz. You guys already know. Before I begin, also, guys, I just want to preface this by saying I don't know what the heck is going on with my software. It's been intermittently freezing up. I'm in contact with the customer service, the live stream software that I'm using. I don't know. I don't know. I'm under attack, guys. Sheesh. Can a brother get a hand? If you got no assistance, keep your distance. If you can't bring to the table and you're not able, you're just not stable. Gosh, I just turned the air on. I'm still sweating profusely. I know, just being funny. No, you're good, Kathy. You're good with me. Okay, you're fine with me. It's all right. Anyways, guys. So look, you saw the thumbnail. I was thinking about this before I jumped on. I was like, okay, so should I just get on and kind of I don't know, give more so my perspective of what we're going to discuss tonight? I think I am sort of in spurts, but I kind of want to gauge how you guys feel about tonight's discussion, which is corporal punishment. Yes, you saw that on the thumbnail. Missouri school district has reinstituted corporal punishment. What do you think? What do you think? Is it needed? I'm going to play a few contrasting videos because while corporal punishment seems to be coming back into the fray, they are simultaneously eliminating suspension and expulsions and a bunch of other things to, I guess, I don't know, to reduce the disparities, equity. Remember I told you about those woke buzzwords. What's happening, Barbara? Barbara's in the house. What's going on, Barbara? She said all for it. Uh-oh, Barbara's all for it. She says, listen, those kids better sit down or they're going to get a little bit of that action. Sheesh. Tabitha says, uh-oh, I would never do that to my child. Wait, I would never do that to my child. Punish that man who doesn't treat you right and cheats on you. Oh, Tabitha, you must be a new subscriber. Well, no, you're not, because I've seen you before, but oh, Tabitha. We've got so much to talk about, Tabitha. But anyways, guys, hit that like button. If you are just joining the room, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. If you're a new viewer, please go subscribe, okay? So let's get into this. I'm going to pull up the article. Actually, you know what? It's not an article. There's an actual video. She said, that's right. I said it. Tabitha. Oh, gosh. Oh, you know, that's another discussion. That's another broadcast, Tabitha. Okay. You're not going to get me started. All right. Because once I get going, all right, it's kind of hard for me to stop. All right. So we're not going to do that tonight. We're going to try to stay focused. People saying, hey, Neil, you're kind of all over the place. You need to stay focused on one. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to stay focused. All right. I'm gonna try to be linear tonight. Stay on one task. I mean, of course, I'm gonna reference different points throughout the discussion, but you guys already know. Yes, focus. All right, Sam. Sheesh. Stop busting my chops here, man. Or ma'am. And go to YouTube, guys. I'm seeing a lot of Facebook. Come on now. What are y'all doing? Go over to YouTube right now. Go subscribe. Please go subscribe. While I go to this video, I better see all of that blue turn into red. All right, I'm going to pull this up. Ooh. My glasses are starting to fog up. What's going on here? All right, here we go. All right, let's do it. Let me if you guys can't hear the video, please, I don't know, just let me know in the chat and I can try to make some adjustments here. But here we go. Nope.
And so we reacted by implementing several different strategies that came out with concerns about student discipline. And so we reacted by implementing several different strategies corporal punishment being one of them.
Dr. Johnson
Nikki
says this change will give principals one more disciplinary option before students receive more serious punishments such as suspensions. Administrators say it would be the last resort for parents and faculty members if other means
Nikki
of discipline
said, whoop
do
those
not
kids.
work.
It's something that we don't anticipate using frequently. This is an opt-in only option.
All right, so let's pause right there. So just so you guys understand, I have you on the TV and the phone. Echo, echo. Oh, okay. Anyway, so far what this guy said is that this program, well, this corporal punishment that they're going to reinstitute, it is an opt-in only what is it? Form of discipline, okay? Discipline action. So the parents would have to opt into it. And I think that's cool. I mean, me personally, you got the choice whether or not you want your child to opt in to, getting paddled or whatever. I'm not sure if they're going to discuss the various forms of discipline, either albeit paddling or spanking, however the case. But let's continue here to see what they say. What are you doing here? Oh, shucks. There we go. What did I just do with it? Wait a second. Did I just get rid of it? Hold up, guys. ABC. Right. That's the Missouri. Yeah, news. ABC. Right. Well, what the heck? Why is it not? Oh, wait. That's it? No, that's not it. Where the heck did I just put it? Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. What in the Sam hell? This is what I'm talking about. See? I swear. Okay. Where's my switch? Barbara. Jeez. She said, where's the switch? Well, I tell you, my grandmother did not spare the rod. My grandmother would have us go outside, take one of those switches off the tree, and oh my gosh, it went down. All you heard was, oh, ooh. But I tell you right now, we never crossed her again. I'm trying to figure out what the heck did I just do with that? Okay. So apparently it just like disappeared. Where the hell did I put it? Oh, there it is. Sorry, guys. Here it is. I don't know. I had it in another tab. All right, let's continue with the video.
For parents. So anyone who disagrees with corporal punishment, they simply do nothing by not opting in.
Johnson says he understands there will be different views on this decision, and the district respects the opinions of parents who choose not to opt in. Parents like Kimberly Richardson, who says if a child is going to be punished, it should be up to the parents. She would also prefer the district continue with the other forms of discipline.
Like in-school suspension, that would be fine with me, or even out-of-school suspensions. I think those are just way better than corporal punishment.
Another parent, Dylan Burns, says he doesn't see a problem with corporal punishment and thinks every parent has the right to choose.
No matter what you choose, I think you need to sit down with your kids and choose what's best for you and your family.
So let me ask you guys. So if you know you have one of these disruptive, class clown, angry, juvenile delinquents, would you opt into having your child receive corporal punishment? Put a 1 in the chat, because look, we all have experienced our younger days. Oh, she said I headed the ISSP in school suspension. I know, it was annoying. But we've all had, we've all gone through high school, and it's always that one bad apple that it completely throw the entire class off task because they're being disruptive, they're distracting the other students, Now, if that was your child, okay, would you opt into having your child receive corporal punishment? And I'm speaking to, speaking to single moms. What if you're a single mother? You don't have the child. You don't really have a father out there. And the child's really not hasn't really been disciplined. What do? How do you handle that situation? Tabitha says, if there is a juvenile delinquent and unruly, look back at the parents, and there's your answer. Most likely so. This is a deeper situation, and getting your child be in school is unspeakable. That's why the police service, okay, to be the man, kill them. All right. I understand the first part there. Kathy's honest. Kathy said, yep, I'd opt in. I'd opt into it. Anyone else? Who else brave enough? If you know your child is a handful, one of those, those intractable, wild childs. Let's say this, because, young boys in particular, after 13, 14 years old, if you're a single mom, they're not listening to you. They're in their peak. They're growing up, trying to find their own way. So how do you tame them? I mean, what do you do? Nikki says, my parents could have punished me anyway. They chose. It was the 70s and the 80s, but I know me. Nothing else would have worked for me. If I got grounded or loved on, that was a free pass. If they weren't spanking me, I wasn't listening to them. I didn't get many, but the ones I got were very memorable. I bet. The spanking and what I did to get it. It's an embarrassment for the spanking that made me act right, not the actual spanking. That's just me, though. And if we got one from anyone else, we cut you off at the end. But I catch your drift, Nikki. I catch your drift. Look, man, I'm telling you, I remember some doozies, man. Oh, man. I remember one day my dad, I probably shouldn't talk about this on air, but my dad took me out into the woods and had like a 2x4. Oh, my goodness. I mean, I remember seeing the nails still in that thing. I was like, oh, my gosh, we're going to get tetanus or something. But, had me lean against the tree. I mean, we've all got some horror stories, right? If you grew up with parents who spank you, I mean, but can't really do that today because your child will call CPS on you. Serious. Ooh. Now, listen, guys. Okay. You guys, okay, so we just played the video of the corporal punishment, right? Now, what type of children do you think should receive corporal punishment? Or like, who is it? What children do you think would this be this necessitate this sort of discipline? Let's play a few videos here. Let's see here, because I think we just need more of a visual to see, because majority of teachers are women, right? So when you've got classroom full of unruly students, what are you gonna do? I mean, they could they can overrun you, right? I mean, I'm just telling you like it is. I'll play some videos here, and I really genuinely want you guys to be honest, because look, I don't know if spanking is even a thing in most households anymore. Because like I said, I mean, a lot of parents today are scared of their children, absolutely petrified of their children. That's why you see, more parents are befriending their children as opposed to parenting their children. Oh, I'd rather be your friend. Oh, go ahead. You want to go try some drugs? Okay, just do it in my basement. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Mama's got as long as mama's got an eye on you, you'll be fine. All right, come on. Let's play this real quick. All right, guys, check it out. Uh-oh.
Funds for supply.
Now look at this. Check this out.
Long hours, low pay, no funds for supplies. That is.
See that woman right there? You know, it looks like she's I don't know, late 40s, older woman, teacher here. Just in, minding her business, trying to do her teacher thing. And then all of a sudden, oh dang, I'm supposed to have the where's my sis? Yeah. So all of a sudden,
the life of a teacher. Pretty tough.
Wow. Did y'all see that? Oh my goodness. Did y'all see that? Let me run that back. Look at that.
Long hours, low pay, no funds for supplies. That is the life of a teacher. Pretty tough, to say the least. But now,
see that? Look at this big boy. What can she do? How can she restrain or how can she tame this big boy? He looked like he'd give me a run for my money. I mean, what do you want me to say? But did you see that?
We see teachers facing.
He gave her the right. He gave her a right.
Long hours. Low.
Oh my gosh! He gave her an uppercut. Well, it was like right hook to the jaw.
Long hours, low pay, no funds for supplies.
That
is the life of a teacher. Pretty tough, to say the least. But now,
I mean, I'm not trying to make light of it, but guys, this is what a lot of teachers are experiencing. And what's the alternative? What is the alternative? Kathy says, yes, I was spanked as a child. My kids threatened me with CPS. I asked them if they wanted me to die. Kathy, stop playing. Sheesh. Kathy. You weren't playing. You go ahead. You want to call CPS? I'll call them for you. Oh my goodness. All right, let's play some more videos because you guys got to understand these teachers they're going through some stuff here. Like they are struggling. A lot of the times teaching can be a thankless job for a lot. Uh-oh. What's this? Okay. Come on. Where's all these notifications coming from? Okay, here we go. Gosh, it's going to keep popping up, aren't they? All right. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Don't forget to share the video out, guys. That's what I really need you to do. Share the video. Share. Share the video. Share it. Okay. Oops. Hey, guys. Look, fingers crossed. Let's knock on wood because my so far I'm not freezing up right now. Denise said, slap my daughter, 15. She called the cops. I showed them the handprint on my face. She hit first. Cops railed her a new one. She was ticketed. Ooh. All right. There you go, Miss Denise. You show that little wild child who's boss. There you go. Parents, we got to take back authority. I'm telling you, these kids, they think they can run. Look, they're self-entitled brats today. So, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe reinstituting corporal punishment. And of course, it doesn't apply for all children. I'm just saying for those who know 100% without any doubt that their child is a problem, would you opt into this program? Would you opt into this particular form of discipline? Would you? All right, let's see this. Let's watch this.
This one, shy, and we must warn the viewers. A violent fight between a student and a teacher breaks out in the middle of a classroom. Katie Munch has the latest brutal video to come from a school campus. This one, Cheyenne High School, and we must warn the viewers at home, Kay, this is disturbing.
Yeah, the video is absolutely gruesome. And in it, you can even hear the student calling the teacher the B word. Now, someone from within the district sent us this video because they're fed up and they're concerned over this behavior that they're getting from students. It's jaw-dropping video. A student beating up a Clark County School District teacher.
I think it's pretty crazy that a student was bold enough to hit a teacher.
Watch as the Cheyenne High School student throws what appears to be a cardboard
They're doing
box.
it all over.
And after the teacher throws something back, the fight intensifies. The teacher ends up on the floor, and the student starts stomping and kicking her head.
Look
you can
at
see
that.
it took several students.
Whoa! Stomping her head? Guys, come on. I mean, this woman has a right to live a life in liberty too, right? I mean, do you guys think a teacher has the right to defend themselves in this situation? What? I mean, what are you supposed to do? You're completely helpless. You're supposed to sit there and let this child just pummel you. Is that the only recourse?
Students inside the classroom to pull the student off the teacher.
We've had kids have issues at our school and stuff, but I wouldn't think that some of our kids would actually start hurting teachers.
Students I talked to said the altercation got heated after the teacher refused to give the student a cell phone charger.
Even if the teacher had followed the protocol of calling for help, how quickly does that help get there? How quickly does a building administrator or school police get there? And clearly it isn't quick enough because that teacher was severely injured.
Marie Nisis is the president of the Clark County Education Association. She's been in contact with the teacher and says she was severely injured and needed x-rays.
And I don't think they understand the concept.
All right. What? You think that's it? Listen. She said, y'all done brought out my bad grammar. Miss Nikki. She said, they act like because they know they ain't grown up, they're going to do anything to stop them. They know they ain't grown up. Yeah, I'm telling you, these kids are smart. They know that the adults, they're helpless. In a lot of instances, they know the adults they're terrified. Because these kids are protected by the state, school administrators. They can do whatever they want. Look, I'm telling you guys, if you guys ever heard of the phrase soft bigotry of low expectations, okay? Let me explain to you what that means. Soft bigotry of low expectations essentially means, well, because there are systemic injustices that may have attributed to the overall condition of this particular race or people or demographic, they just can't help themselves. They're just completely helpless, and they're incapable of seeing the errors of their ways. So let's just blame everything else outside of their own personal behavior. So they just completely remove all personal responsibility. Right? Let's move on. Let's go on to another one, because you guys got to get a comprehensive view of what is happening out there, okay? And they can't speak about this because predominantly disproportionately there's a lot of POCs out there getting reckless. And if you notice it, you're a bigot. You're not supposed to mention anything about that. But, as we already discussed before, for Black children in particular, they hail from single mother households where typically there's no fathers there to be the disciplinarians, implement structure, guidance, all that good stuff. And so the kids are just kind of free to do whatever they please. And again, if a single mother is raising boys, it's over. At 13, it's over. Yeah, it's completely done. At that point, he's like, I'm not even listening to mom. I mean, even I was that way. Like at a certain age, my mom's, her intimidation became like ineffective. I'm like, okay, like you're like 4'3". It's nothing you can do to me. It's the facts. I'm telling you, it's the facts. All right, let's watch one more. Let's watch another one here. because like I said, I want you guys to see. And then we're gonna play the contrast because there's something else on the horizon that's happening, guys. So I'm gonna play a couple more videos, but I want you all to see something else. All right, here we go. Check this out.
Shocking cell phone video coming from a Miami Central senior high school classroom.
I was just wondering, like,
Look at that.
what made that student fight the teacher like that?
A student and a teacher involved in a physical
Look at
altercation
that.
Monday.
They are brawling right now. They're in a full-on
I
altercation.
heard arguing, like, and then that's when all the kids were like screaming and ran out the class.
But other kids
That's
stayed,
insane.
took video, could be heard laughing.
Well, I think that the student probably didn't want to step in because they didn't want to get in no trouble, get involved with it.
The teacher is a well-known.
Yeah, of course.
subnamed
And you guys, you're
Miss
noticing that the students that are observing this, they're just recording it. Nobody's stepping in. Nobody's trying to stop the fight. Nah, this is all pure entertainment. It's a riot.
Students say.
My first year being here, I had her class.
I'm shocked because it's her since she's nice. She would never like put her hands on a student.
The student involved has not been identified. The district says it is evident the employee used great restraint in her attempts to de-escalate the situation as a result of her unacceptable behavior.
Okay, well, I think that was the last. Well, I do want to show you guys an extreme of what we don't want to happen in the school system in regards to our teachers disciplining our children. Now, this is the extreme. Now, I think we all can agree we don't want this to happen here. Let me show you this really quickly. This is the extreme. This is where, apparently this guy, this teacher, he's reached his end point. He reached his breaking point. He was just like, you know what, screw it. If I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out with a bang. Like literally. Gosh, these notifications just keep popping up. Sheesh. All right, here we go. Uh-oh.
A teacher
Look at that.
decks a student, and the two go at each other in a horribly disturbing fistfight. All of this unfolding in band class in front of a room full
I
of
hear you, Craig.
horrified students. Some
My
of them
mom
recording this
told me the
stunning
same
scene
thing.
with their phones. The beating is nonstop, with the teacher wailing on the student, even using an object, maybe his phone, to pummel the kid to the ground. Students and an adult try to pull the student away, but the teacher is relentless. The student cannot escape.
Like, I was just scared for the kid and probably for the teacher too.
These two students were in the room when all of this went down.
Look at
They
that.
spoke to us with their parents' permission. They, along
Yeah,
with other
he's
students, say the
fighting.
fight began
They're fighting
with
like
the teacher
they're on the
telling
street.
student he was not wearing the proper school uniform. The student responded with a tirade of racist
Oh my
profanity.
goodness.
Those words can be heard here on the video before the fight, but they're so offensive, we are not airing it.
Yeah.
It was just like back and forth, back and
Yeah,
forth.
so
and then
clearly,
that's when
guys, this
the
is
teacher
not
just-
what we want to see happen. I mean, we don't want a teacher losing his top and just, bludgeoning your kid to death. But you got to understand. I mean, there's an underlying frustration that I'm sure these students that like their hands are tied. I mean, these teachers, their hands are tied. They're like their hands are tied behind their back. Literally, they can't do anything because the parents are not even involved. The teachers, they're of the administration is of little support. So I understand. I actually taught at a it's like a summer school bridge program, and a bunch of I think it was like 6th to 10th grade. Yeah. Oh my gosh, those kids. I actually had to call in for some help. Not that I was threatened, fear for my life, but they wouldn't listen to me. I'm telling you, I would get up there and I would try to start the lesson plan. I'm telling you that they would just throw paper whatever at me and paper airplanes, and they kind of just do their own thing, like as if I wasn't there in front of the classroom trying to teach. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Then I had this one guy come in, the help, and he's just like pounded the table, like, y'all pay attention. And it's like, it's indicative to what I said earlier. It's almost as if you have to come down to their level. I mean, when I say their level, it's like some of the students that have not had that discipline ever. So, you know, you have to have this forceful tone with them on some level, you know. I'm not saying be disrespectful, but again, these kids, they're not familiar with any form of discipline, so they're just kind of reckless, wild. All right, so let's go to the other end of the spectrum here. Now, where are you? Take this right here. Close. All right. Where are you? Okay, here we go. Let me just close out of this. Remove. Stop. Share the screen. All right, here we go. Let me check out the comments, see what you guys are saying here in the chat. Craig said, one of my teachers used a Cody, so if someone attacked him, they ended up beating up themselves. Oh, okay. I don't know that particular fighting style, but I'm somewhat familiar with it. I had a neighbor that practiced this form of technique, but yeah, well, that's clever. Turn it back on them. That's an idea, right? So for some of the more violent students, you come attack me, y'all have you beat your own self up. How about that? Make you really look crazy. All right, so on the other end of the spectrum here, because we just talked about corporal punishment and what's happening in Missouri. Okay, so on the in Dallas here, conversely, Dallas is proposing to eliminate most school suspensions to help kids of color, the POCs, the poor POCs, because they just can't get right. They just can't help themselves. They just don't understand. Poor little POCs. That's pathetic. Why don't we just be honest and just look? They don't have fathers, all right? The kids are, you know, they're at a statistical disadvantage because they're being raised in a single mother household. They don't have fathers. Okay. All right. And in part due to feminism. But we're not going to go down that road. Just hopped on, so I'm not with the entire. If you can let me know, that's cool. Yeah, Elena. So we're just talking about what Missouri reinstituting corporal punishment. I kind of showed a few videos here, kind of demonstrating a bunch of unruly children and possibly that being an option. And, you know, when there's no other recourse to handle these students and their disruptive behavior and sometimes violent behavior, you know, I mean, maybe a good paddling will put them in their place. You know, I haven't rendered an opinion about this. You know, I wanted to kind of gauge you guys and see what you thought about this. So, you know, we can all kind of dialogue together. All right, so look, this is what Dallas is doing. Conversely to what we were just discussing, this is what Dallas is doing. They are attempting to eliminate school suspensions. Remember what I told you guys earlier, low expectations of soft bigotry. As long as there's any disparity of outcome, okay, meaning that if students of color are experiencing more school suspensions than white kids are, They don't want to look at the underlying factors. They just said, oh my gosh, that is racism. We have to completely eliminate school suspensions. All right. That's what the problem is. Instead of looking at the underlying factors as to why that is, which, if anyone has any common sense, is because these kids are growing up with no structure, no family structure for the most part, or no discipline. Okay, let's kind of like peruse through here. So any conflict that you had outside? Wait a second. I want to get into the article. Okay, so school leaders across Texas are sure to be watching. Dallas is known as a pioneer in addressing discipline. After the district eliminated suspensions for its youngest students in 2017, the former state representative, now Mayor Eric Johnson, successfully got the practice codified into law not long after. Now, the lessons DISD learns on how to fairly discipline students through such centers are likely to be replicated on campuses elsewhere. And district officials are keenly aware of the national... I just lost my place. Excuse me. Oh, the national attention they've drawn with this new approach. So far, data from the first semester shows a dramatic decline in disciplinary action when compared to 2019 and 2020. Yeah, because you guys ended the school suspension program. The last school year, when most students were learning on campus. So my thing is, okay, so subsequent to completely just eliminating all forms of discipline, what impact does that have on the child's academic success? That's what I want to see. I mean, does it say that here in the article? Because that's what I want to see. Nearly 20% of the DIS students were Black, and 71% are Hispanic. Oh gosh. Don't forget. Okay, so I'm not seeing any sort of academic outcome. Like what were the results of that? I mean, all it says is a decline in disciplinary, because you guys are removing it. I mean, of course there's going to be a decline. You guys taking it out of schools. Initial data from the semester shows that fewer students are being disciplined with full day assignments to the rooms. The number of students returning is also low. The proportion of Black students being disciplined is still out of line. Oh, there you go. Okay. so they got rid of the suspensions, and but it's had no impact on Black students. Go figure. See what I'm saying? See what these woke policies do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's a terrible shame. Guys, like the video. Share. If you are new to the live, don't forget to subscribe. Please go to the YouTube channel, TheRealUnwoke, and subscribe. Let me see what you guys are talking about here in the comments. That sounds backwards. She stabbed me, then I beat the heck out of him. She stabbed me, I beat the heck out of him. I hear you. Elena says, I did hear you say they had no dad. I raised my girl by myself, no dad, with the help of my family and the Lord. She is a hard worker, nonviolent, and a great wife and mother. I mean, look, there's always exceptions to the rules, Elena. But disproportionately, children, their children raised out of single mother households typically fall into degeneracy, degenerate behavior. I mean, look at the most of the criminals who are incarcerated now. Most of them come from single mother households, school shooters, so on and so forth. Look at the data. I mean, now are there exceptions to the rule such as yours? Yes, there's always exceptions to the rule, but unfortunately, that does not make the rule. Greg says, okay, I am a retired principal. After watching Lean on Me, I try to act like Joe Clark. Oh, man. How'd that turn out for you, Greg? How'd that turn out? We need more Joe Clarks. That's what we need. We need Joe Clark. Man, wouldn't that shape things up, right? Old Soul says, it was crazy. Wait. It was crazy. It's hard to explain. Was wearing a forest green, and they couldn't see the blood. Secretary finally figured it out because I was crying and slowed her. Okay, this must be a follow up to what you said earlier. Also, I'm sorry. Craig says reminds me of when they started passing students. Oh, right, exactly. And I'm glad you said that, Greg, because Craig, excuse me, because I wanted to show you guys this article, which basically it's showing what is it? Where is it? No, that's not it. Oh yeah, so basically it's saying that 75% of black boys don't meet the reading the state reading requirements. 75%. So I'm trying to figure out how does reducing suspensions like effectuate that? Like, how does that help that? What are we doing to address that? I'll pull that up in a second, but I want to kind of sift through some more comments. Mr. Greg says, my school was on probation and the state was ready to take over. Same situation with the movie. Oh, gosh. Where the heck were you teaching that, Mr. Greg? Sheesh. Old Soul says, most of the kids nowadays in single parent households are raising themselves because the parents are always over. Yep, there you go. So, oftentimes these kids, they have to kind of rely on their own, wherewithal and to navigate throughout life, because mom is typically often at work, and, these kids, they don't know what to do. Greg says, end of the story, we got off probation in 1 year and remained off. Okay, so you whipped this place in shape. Oh my gosh, you're in Modesto, California. Woo! Is that a liberal school district though? Where you taught at? Was that a liberal district or more progressive or what? Old Soul says, how are the 75% of these boys communicating by text and Facebook? Because they don't really have to use proper grammar on these texts and Facebook apps. I was looking at my daughter's text messages to her friend, and it's all babble. I'm like, why don't you write in full sentences? All right, well, yeah, let me just pull this article up really quickly here. All right, where are we at? 75%. So you guys can see this for your own reference. Because while they're talking about eliminating school suspensions, text has spell check. Yeah, it does, but it's actually, I don't know. I think it's like common parlance to not use. It's like it's like a colloquialism now for kids to not use proper grammar. It's weird. I can't explain it. Don't get me to lie. All right, here we go. 75%. Here we go. All right, so look at this. 75% of black California boys don't meet state reading standards. I came out. Listen, I was raised in a single mother household myself. Okay, I struggled with reading, particularly math. You guys remember the MEP? I think it's the MEP test. We had like a standardized test you had to take every year, once a year. Yeah, I dreaded that thing. I'm like, oh man, no, not the MEP. Yeah, I definitely had difficulties. It wasn't until like my latter years, like early high school, I was like, you know what? Let me just go get a tutor. Let me go find someone to help, because I don't know what I'm doing. This is not looking good. And it was, after a while, it's like it's like a cognitive dissonance. Once you realize your friends, everyone's thriving, and everybody around you, it's seemingly doing well, you're not. You're just trying to keep up. So I was just like, let's let me go try to seek some help. So Miss Cynthia says, as parents, we are responsible for teaching on every level. Many try to be friends with our children. Precisely. That's what I said earlier. You are a parent first, teaching, protecting, building confidence. Once grown, then you can become like friends, but still a parent. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. But let's so in an article written by Matt Levin, wait, I think I know this guy. Hope that's not. Anyway, a disturbing statistic was revealed. 3 out of 4 black boys, 75%, failed to meet the reading and writing requirements. And more than half of them scored in the lowest category on the English portion of the test. Black boys are already more likely to be suspended and drop out of school than any other demographic in California and elsewhere. So the reading data adds on to an already troubling set of statistics plaguing black boys. The data shows that by the 4th grade, nearly 80% of black boys failed to meet the state reading standards. And of all the data collected by the state, black boys trailed black girls by the Midwest margin. The widest margin. Certainly, scores aren't the only educational area, and black boys are trailing their peers. African American boys are more likely to be suspended and drop out of school than their other demographic groups in California and elsewhere. There you have it, folks. There you have it. What are we going to do? We're just going to shirk this onto as a systemic racist issue as well. Are we just going to blame everything on racism and just completely whistle past the grave of what really is actually happening here? That we have a fatherless crisis. Yeah, we are. We can't tackle the more potent issues because they require more work. It's terrible. All right, guys, let me see what you guys are talking about here in the chat. So with all the data, we just kind of went through the studies and the videos and all that good stuff. I need to know, what do you guys think? Do you think this is a viable means for some particular school districts where kids are, out of control, completely fractious? Eugene Johnson says, teach them respect when they are young. My boys knew that if they got in trouble in school, they were answered for it when they got home. See, there you go. Fathers matter. This is what the value of a father can do for young children, boys or girls. I always said, look, fathers keep boys out of jail and keep girls off strip poles. What do you want me to say? I mean, Greg says, got to know the neighborhood. I walked home with the kids after school. Well, there you go. It's like you were in the field, Greg. You were in the field. Yeah, and these politicians, they ain't thinking about these kids. I mean, come on. They are not thinking about these kids. You think Gavin Newsom is thinking about 75% of black boys not reading? No. He's figuring out ways how to get them more free box lunches. I mean, come on. Guys, like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Go to TheRealUnwoke. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Share this video, guys. I need every last one of you in here to share this out to a friend, family, an enemy. It doesn't matter. Share it. It helps the algorithm. Okay. The more engagement will get us some momentum over here. Craig says, I graduated in 86. Hey, that's my birth year. It's like a completely different world. Racism, violence, and division skyrocket since the education dumbed down. Yeah, tell me about it. Yep. Ever since they started to eliminate standards and lowered the threshold for, it has a lot to do also with the affirmative action, preferential hiring, preferential hiring and preferential treatment. So I had a meeting with my boss today, and we were talking about these new, this diversity metrics. He saw the look on my face, and he knew I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go there, and and I work at a pretty prestigious institution. So, you know, you really kind of got to go along to get along in there. It's a complete liberal hive. So you got to tread lightly if you're conservative, because you will be outed. But, you know, he saw the look on my face. He's like, yeah, we can skip past this. I said, oh, thank you. Thank you. I don't want to talk about that. Look, I can't hold my tongue on everything. All right. Tabitha says the father should go home then and stop making different families all over town. Listen, okay, you know what, Tabitha? Let me do this for you. Okay, let's do this. When a woman lays down when a woman do a woman choose who she lays down with? Let's start there. Yes or no? Can a woman choose who she lays down with and allows to enter into her? Okay. Answer that question. Obviously, yes. Okay. We're not talking about the egregious cases of rape and incest or anything like that. No, because that's statistically insignificant, as of like less than 1%. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the vast general, speaking in generalities here. Okay. Yes, sure. Okay. You agree. So if she chooses who enters into her, right? Answer this question. Does a woman choose whether to bring a child to term, full term, to bring that child into to birth that child? Okay, absolutely awesome. So is it incumbent upon that woman to know in advance, to be intelligent enough to not allow a man into her, all right, that is not her husband? Okay, so see, there you go. No. Men control access to relationships and marriage. Women control access to sex and children and childbirth. Okay, all right. Women control that access. Okay, outside of rape and you know, any of those cases, outside of that, women make the choice as to who she will allow inside of her. Okay, so they make the choice. In the black community, 30% of black men are married, right? 52% of black men are single and childless. I cite this all the time. So that means a mere 20% of men are responsible for the lion's share of the children. Let me say that one more time again, just so you can hear me. 52% of black men are single and childless. Okay. 30% of black men are married. So that leaves 20% of black men that are responsible for the lion's share of the children. I just read an article today that found that out of 100 men who had 100% of men who that have taken a DNA diagnostics test, 30% of those men turned out not to be the father. Okay. The majority of women are basically reproducing with the wrong kind of men, because black women in particular, I'm not saying all, but majority of black women are choosing to have babies with the worst of the group. Why? Because they don't seek character in men. They don't look for character. They look for atavistic traits. How tall he is, how much swag he got, how exciting he is. They're not looking for character. And traditionally, the fathers, the brothers, the masculine figures in that woman's life would vet that man and assist and facilitate her in choosing the man that would court her to be his wife. The men would do that because he would have to. Traditionally, the man would come to the father and say, "Hey, can I have permission to date your daughter?" So on and so forth. That's a more traditional approach. Now that women are liberated to make their choices and choose whomever they want, black women, we're just talking about black women right now, choose the worst of the group, and they get mad because those guys turn out to be exactly what they've always been: terrible candidates to have a child with. Now, if you want to if you want to completely just broadly paint all black men as, perpetrators, or vilify all black men because of the choices of women and a small group percentage of men who most of the women are chasing after, if you want to blame all black men for that, then I would recommend you go do some reevaluation. Absolutely. That's all I'm going to say. 80% of divorces are initiated by women. 80% of divorces are initiated by women. Okay? Black marriages last, typically for an average of 5 years. And another thing, they did a survey that showed that, this is not supposed to be tonight's broadcast, but she made me go there. You got me on fire here, all right? Hold up. So I'm going to have to finish her. Man can kindly pull back. And you know what? That's true, but you got to remember, Miss O. So women have 26 plus some odd forms of contraception. Okay. That's why we had the, there was the notion of marry before you carry, practice abstinence, Don't go out there and sleep with every Tom, Dick, and Harry and expect that every guy is going to turn out to be a suitable parent. That's why you got to know who it is you're choosing to share your genetic pool with. Seriously. She said, if he is her husband, he can still be absent and irresponsible. Married men father children outside of their marriages. Black women do not anything as a role model because her father was absent. I recommend that you know who you're talking to. I'm not ignorant. My children. Listen, I'm not trying to disparage you, your parenting style, nothing like that. I'm attacking your arguments. Okay, let's not make it personal. I have a point of contention with your arguments, not you as an individual. Okay, as an individual, I love you, and I hope the feeling is mutual. Okay, but what I'm simply saying is, women have to have more accountability for their role. Okay, I mean, listen, you ever heard of My Body, My Choice? I'm a strong proponent. I'm a pro-life proponent. Okay, I am absolutely pro-life. But last I checked, women got the choice to abort, bring the child to bear, adoption. They got more options than the man once that woman is pregnant. Because last I checked, the man lose all reproductive power once she's pregnant, right? You can't do anything. I mean, he's powerless. I mean, she has pretty much to say so. She can't. I mean, he can't do anything. He can't say anything. I mean, there's many instances where, a woman's chosen to have an abortion, irrespective of what the fathers wanted. But Tabitha, we're gonna have to do this another time. You totally derailed me. But that's all in love, darling. All in love. All in love. My Body, My Choice was not proclaimed back then. Thank you. Yeah, no. She said, on fire for what? Control yourself. I'm educated and I stay home and educate my children. Love white women chose wrong too. I'm not arguing any point about contraception. Okay, well, I'm not really understanding your point. I'm really not understanding your point. It kind of sounds like you're playing whataboutism to me. What about black men? What about black men? We've been talking about the elements of black men for 40 something odd years now. One group that has yet to be examined is the black woman and her role in the destruction of Black America. And unfortunately, the data is in. We've ran this experiment. I mean, we've been under a matriarchy predominantly in the black community for 40 to 50 years now, and the data is in. Okay. But we can go into this, Tabitha. I mean, well, yeah. I mean, but you got to remember, women pretty much, they 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 chose the government, the meager government benefits over having a man in the house. Unfortunately, it was a choice. It was absolutely a choice. When you want a man or do you want welfare? And they chose welfare, which disenfranchised a lot of men, a lot of black men. And, black men then would go into gangs and a bunch of other things. And yeah, but that's another time for another broadcast, guys. I love to get into it, but I was supposed to be focused tonight, guys. I deviated again. But Tabitha, I appreciate you. I really do. Old Soul, Craig, Kathy, all you guys have been fantastic. I appreciate you guys. We're gonna wrap it up here, and you guys know how we wrap it up. Look, I'm just speaking truth and reality, and I promise you, we will reinstitute morality.